No cross-country road, no stadium. Comrade must be really feel we dumb. I never see more. I never see more. I never see more. And stupidness. You know they build up this complex and all we are. To catch the force behind the dry river. I never see more. I never see more. I never see more.
Yeah. We rolling in, we rolling in.
Years ago, as far as I see like it's on go slow. I never see more. I never see more. I never see more. And pompousness. But let me go and sit up. Ring the bell. Come right, ring the bell.
Tell the man time to ring the bell, no? Time to get rid of them.
Ring the bell. Come right, ring the bell. While we catch the tail, you doing
And like I say, we building a nice vibes tonight. We building a nice vibes tonight. We in Fairbairn Pasture, the New Democratic Party. Joint meeting, West St. George, East St. George. Big up Kashaka Cupid. Big up Lavon Gibson Velox. Yeah, man. And of course, the man who's gonna be the next Prime Minister of SVG. Yeah!
oh yeah, we want to run this. Oh,
If you're ready for new government, let me see your flags. Let me hear the horn. If you're ready for new government, make some noise.
Dr. Friday, oh yeah, we wanted to run this country for we. Dr. Friday, oh yeah, we wanted to run this country for we. More jobs for the youths and them, raise the pay for the policemen, raise the pay for the nurses them. More job, yes, we hiring.
Yeah, man. I see you in the veranda, you know. Wave your rag, wave your rag. I see you, I see you. Fairbairn Pasture.
Oh yeah, we wanted to run this country for we. Dr. Friday. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We wanted to run this country for we. Them talk about them getting six, but this year I tell you them taking licks. Then they ban too much gimmicks. Them attack, them attack, them attack, them attack. Them say NDP don't dead, and the yellow short I go talk them head. Everybody don't know Labour Party dead. Say dead. Say that.
Nice. Nice. Real nice. Let we go. We getting your mix of everything tonight. We making the meeting nice tonight. Let we go.
Come, baby, come. Squeeze. Come, baby, come close. I wanna hold you again.
I tell you. Ladies, we having a nice time tonight. We having a nice time tonight. Yeah, Domo, let we go again. We ain't sticking, it's pace tonight. Let we go.
Come, baby, come close. I wanna hold you again.
Yeah, cameraman. Well, sorry. Yeah, camera woman. Sorry, camera women. More than one. This is how we doing it tonight. Fairbairn Pasture. NDP in the house. East St. George, West St. George. And we going nice up the place tonight. Yeah, man. Yeah, bands, let me see your flag. Yeah, bands, let me see your flag. Come on now, man, hey. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. You know the code is yellow, right? And if you're wearing yellow, you got to represent, you know. So let me see you. Yellow is the code tonight. Play it again from the top down. Let we go. Yellow is the code. Yes, Sarge. Watch how we nice tonight. Let we go. So what we going to do? On election day, what we going to do? Let me see your voting finger. What we going to do? You know, all I like all ain't serious enough. I say, on election day, what we going to do? Let me see your voting finger because on election day, we going to get rid of them, you know. All right then. Let we go. Yeah, man. How you mean? Everybody falling in, boy. Clear the traffic, clear the traffic. We got to free up the traffic a little bit, please. We know if it's going to be jam session tonight, boy. Trust me. Come up. Yeah, PX, come up this one more. Let the white car go down. Right. Hold on the truck, man. Hold on there. Hold on the truck, man. Hold on. You're going to get clear road just now. Hold on. Let the traffic come down. Nice. Go through. All right, no more. Let me go. That is how we doing it tonight. You see when NDP form government? That is how things flow nice in this country, you know. Come on now, man. I tell you, let me go. And we coming to your live tonight from Fairbairn Pasture. So for those of you already tuning into the live, like and share. Let me go.
As you reach for teach. As you reach for teach, yeah. As you reach for teach. As you reach for teach, yeah. As you reach for teach. As you reach for teach, yeah. As you reach for teach. As you reach for teach, yeah. One thing on Vincent mind, NDP must win this time. Because it's plain to see, NDP is the party. Teach is the one who is going to make a big difference. As you reach for teach. As you reach for teach, yeah. As you reach for teach. 2001 they needed a change. What's the cry of the nation? Too much of what ain't good for nothing. Everywhere you pass they all chanting. Hey, what we want, what we go get. Agro industry, doctors healthcare for all. Stamp out corruption, like policy. 4 tons come and gone, ain't seen nothing yet. So with this well bruised, we cut him loose. With this well bruised.
And yeah, man.
Conquer this well bruised.
We warming up tonight.
This well bruised. Ziggy diggy diggy dingy dingy. This well bruised. We cut him loose. With this well
And let me say good night to those of you already viewing via the live stream. Good night and welcome. All you march out on them tonight. March out on them tonight. Let we go.
Is it necessary to have so much soldiers in this small country? No. Is it necessary to shine soldier boots with taxpayers' money? No. Well, don't tell me. Tell Tommy, he put them in St. Lucie, unemployment high.
And don't forget, for those of you tuning in on the live tonight, like and share. Let me spread the message now. Hey, let me say good night to Janet. Good night, Big Sis. I love you.
Boots and more boots. Marching, threatening army troops. Tell Tom I say, that would undo. You got to see about me and you. And most of all you children. And stop.
Let me start seeing the yellow hearts. Let me start seeing the yellow keys. Like and share. Let we go. Yeah. Watch out, Fairbairn Pasture nice tonight. We in East St. George and West St. George at the same time. Yeah, man, let me do this. If you're at home, put on the live, turn up the radio. Let we go.
I was feeling ill when I get the house call from Dr. Cassandra.
Let me say good night to Janice. Thank you for joining the live tonight. Good night. And remember, when you're leaving us a message, we want to know where you're listening from tonight.
One injection in my section, I did turn up the bed. Then she gave me something and tell me swallow. Fever on right away. When you're coming back, Santa, when you're coming to give me a medicine. When you're coming back, Santa, when you're coming to give me a medicine.
Let me say good night to Jacqueline, NDP family in the house. Like I say, like and share the life tonight. Let we go.
It could cause you money, it could cause you shame. Although it's sweeter than honey, it could cause you pain. Some men are willing to die just to have this thing.
It's in the
Is that the reason why they call it so many names? All man I want it. It's the only thing that make them run away. All man I want it. Make them cry.
Let me say good night to Listen. She said Toronto in the house tonight. So they're watching we all the way in Toronto, Canada tonight. Welcome.
Wine up time. Oh, I'm feeling the wine. Let me see wine. Oh. Let the music play and make everybody happy. Come on. Come on. Jam it right away and need it, I'm in a hurry. Come on. Come on. Right now I want to hear sweet music in the air. What you waiting for? Turn it up some more.
So we will be officially starting in the next 5-10 minutes.
Let go.
Because we're in Fabe and Pasture tonight. Joint meeting East St. George and West St. George.
Wine and let
NDP family.
go. Singing. Wine.
Yeah.
You're feeling the joy. Wine up time. Oh, I'm feeling the wine. Let me see wine. Oh. Let the music play and make everybody happy. Come on. Come on.
Let me big up Olivia tonight. Says she viewing all the way down in Central Leeward. So good night to you.
Right now I want to hear sweet music in the air. What you waiting for? Turn it up some more.
Yeah, man.
Jump and scream, wine and let go. The party hot and swinging, wine and let go. Jump and scream, wine and let go. I want everybody singing, wine and let go. You're feeling the jump and prance, wine and let go. Get up and now we dance, wine and let go.
Let me say good night to Michelle East Kingston on the live tonight. Glad to have you. Glad to have you.
I'm feeling the wine.
Remember, we in Mama's Corner tonight. Fabe and Pasture, if you're nearby, come on in, roll in. NDP family, roll in. NDP is the code. Let we go. Boy. Oi.
have me mind on.
Anita,
You ready? Come, let's go. Let's.
remember to come and support the shop. Come and support Mama's Corner. Get your chicken and fries. Get your cold drinks and so much more. That's how we doing it tonight, you know. Fairban Pasture NDP family.
Major Posse, now are you ready? I can't wait for you to rock the party. I say no man at all, don't doubt me. The fire van and all can't help me. Hold the bam bam, hide the bam bam. Kadum and day, rejam and day. Hold the bam bam, hide the bam bam. Cause this sweet day, it's pressure time. This crop over. And I am the heavy soca controller. Hide the bam bam, hold the bam bam.
Oh, daddy, fiddler, me say sweet daddy, true boy. Walk it up, baby, walk it up. Some of them young girl nowadays, them nah no taste, boy. Oh, daddy, fiddler, me say sweet daddy, true boy. Walk it up, baby. Some of them young girl nowadays, them nah no taste, boy. Oh, daddy, fiddler, me say sweet daddy, true boy.
Remember, we're gonna be heading to Mariaqua Thursday night, and then Saturday, all roads lead to North Windward for the big NDP warm-up rally, you know. Yeah, man.
Think that you have it and you really want to flirt it. Walk it up, baby, walk it up. Cause you have one life, so live it and you better enjoy it. Walk it up, baby, walk it up. Cause if you study people nowadays, you ain't reaching no way. Walk it up, baby, walk it up. As the old daddy fiddle, me say sweet daddy, true no.
NDP stand up. All you come in. Yellow.
Hey!
Yellow army. Yellow. NDP we ready. NDP we ready.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Yeah, man, tell them we're ready to go straight to the polls. You know, we're going to be starting just now, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, man, DJ. Let we go. Don't stick. The people, them ready? NDP ready?
All you come in.
And we ready to vote. Let me see your voting finger right
Yellow
now.
army. Yellow.
Yeah, man.
NDP we ready. NDP we ready now. NDP we ready. We more than ready now. NDP we ready. NDP we ready now. NDP we ready. We more than ready now. Let me see your yellow rocks. Let me see your yellow flags. Now jump up and get a man. And wave them like if you're man. Let me see your yellow rocks. Let me see your yellow flags. Now jump up and get a man. And wave them like if you're man. Hot up the head Friday. Hot up the head. Hot up the head Friday. Hot up the head. Hot up the head Friday. Hot up the head.
All ready again?
Hot up the head Friday. Hot up the head.
All ready again? Let me go. If you're ready to change government right now.
And we can do it, Vinci, is just eat bread and butter.
Hey!
Eat bread and butter. Eat bread and butter. Eat bread and butter.
And if you're fed up of the hardship right now, you're ready and you're ready to change. Let me go. They say time's hard in Vinci right now. Time for change. Time for change. Let me go. Hey!
I say more, obviously tough so. Oh Lord, Vinci hard, Vinci rough, Vinci tough. Oh,
What you say?
Vinci rough, rough.
Here now, come the man. Let me see the yellow hearts. Let me see the yellow keys on the live. I want to see nothing but yellow on the live right now. All you blaze up the comments to me. Let me see the live. Let me see. Whoosh! All you getting on bad on the life, boy. Like and share, like and share, like and share. There we go. I'm loving it tonight. All I'm seeing is yellow hearts on the live. There we go.
NDP stand up. All you come in. Yellow. Yellow army.
And here now, we warming up for the warm up.
NDP we ready. NDP we ready.
Yo!
NDP we ready. We more than ready now.
We warming up for the warm up come Saturday.
NDP we ready.
North Windward. That's where we going Saturday.
Let me see your yellow
One big massive rally.
and with them I give you man. Let me see your yellow ras. Let me see your yellow flask. Now jump up and get a man.
Let me big up Senator Siobhan John, who is here with us tonight in Fairbairn Pasture. All you make some noise to Senator Siobhan John.
Yellow.
Yeah, man.
NDP we ready. NDP we ready now. NDP we ready. We more than ready now. NDP we ready. NDP we ready now. NDP we ready. We more than.
All right. I think we're going to get ready to start now. I think we're going to get ready to start now.
In the air, people get rid of all your fear. My people, you have a choice. It's time to take back your voice. We want election fair and free. Vote to say sweet SVG. What you reap is what you sow. Take your greediness up, go. Who you vote NDP? 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 Who you vote? Yes, who you vote NDP? We set the pace, NDP. We set the pace, NDP. We set the pace, NDP. We set the pace. Can't take it no more.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. NDP family! NDP family! All right. We are here in Fairbairn Pasture tonight. We are here in Fairbairn Pasture tonight. Another night closer to the general elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tick tock, tick tock. The time is counting down, and we're getting ready to do what? We're getting ready to form new government. But before we go any further, as always, in everything we do, we must, of course, invoke the presence of our Lord and Savior in the midst of everything. So I'd like to ask you at this point in time for your reverence as we welcome to get us started with the opening prayer, Apostle Dr. Dillian Bergen, ladies and gentlemen.
Grace, mercy, and peace to all of you. Good evening, good to see you. God bless you all. If you just bow your heads and just spend a moment in silence, let us pray. Our gracious God, Father in heaven, we thank you for another day. We thank you for the beautiful night. After all the rain last night and the cloudy day today, we thank you for a beautiful evening. We acknowledge you as Creator, as God, as King, as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And tonight, Father, we come to ask your blessings upon Kishaka Cupid and upon Laverne Gibson Velox. Father, we pray that you will give them the favor and the blessings that they will bring home the victory in the upcoming elections. Lord, we do not always know your perfect will for us, but you say we should ask. And you say even while we are asking, you will answer. You also say in your word that you will give us the desires of our hearts. And so, Father, we pray that you will bless these two wonderful people that as they contest the elections in West St. George and East St. George, that your grace and your favor will be upon them. We pray that you will prepare them, that they will be the best candidates and they will be the best representatives for these two constituencies. We pray that you will prepare them in their private moments with you. Prepare them on the campaign trail. Prepare them as they meet with the lowliest on the streets and as they consult with the highest in the upper echelons. Father, we pray that you will bless them in their time of preparation on the campaign trail, that they will experience your presence and your wisdom and your protection. Let every tongue that come against them be condemned. And Lord, let every weapon that is formed against them be destroyed. And God, cause them to seek you in everything so that when they win, it will not be just victory because of hard work or victory because of ambition, but it will be victory because you have selected them for such a time as this in the nation's history and because of the challenges that the nation is facing. And so we thank you for them. We thank you for everyone who is here tonight. We pray that when this event is over, that you'll grant everyone traveling mercies so that everyone will return safely to their loved ones and to their homes. We pray, Father, that as everything should be done in decency and order, that tonight will be a time that will be recorded as one that was decent and orderly, one that was successful, and one that was inspirational and motivational. We thank you for hearing us tonight. We give you all the glory, and we thank you for the blessings, the strength, and the goodness that continues to flow through and in and among your people. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you very much. I'd like to ask you to kindly remain. Anto, can you just, we have a bit of a feedback here on the microphone. Just can you assist us, please? Before we go any further, though, we'd like to ask that you continue to remain reverent for the national anthem of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Fabian Pastor, good night. NDP family, good night. We are here in Fabian Pastor tonight for a joint meeting of both East St. George and West St. George. We must, of course, acknowledge the presence of Chairman of the New Democratic Party, the Honorable Daniel Cummins, is here with us tonight. He has his own meeting in West Kingston, but he made sure that he was here early with us tonight to stand with Laverne Gibson Velox and Kishaka Cupid for both East and West St. George. We say, of course, also good night to candidate for the New Democratic Party for East Kingstown, the Honorable Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble, is here with us tonight.
Steamy.
All the way from up so in the heart of the Mariaqua Valley, we have also here with us tonight NDP candidate for Mariaqua, Philip Jackson. Joining us in a while, our, of course, sister constituency, we got to call it that, sister constituency, East St. George, Laverne Gibson Velux will be joining us tonight. She had a walkabout this afternoon, so I know she'll be rolling in shortly. And here she comes, ladies and gentlemen. Give her a round of applause, Laverne Gibson Velux. East St. George is in the house. Of course, we must acknowledge the president of the women's arm, Ronya Balcom, is here with us tonight. We see other members of the New Democratic Party executive. We have the treasurer, Luan Hathaway, here with us tonight. Other constituency chairpersons, well-wishers, supporters of the New Democratic Party. And of course, we cannot forget from West St. George, your candidate as well, Keshaka Cupid.
Steamy.
Folks, we welcome you to beautiful Fairbairn Pasture tonight. We're coming to you live from Mama's Corner. Those of you viewing on social media, those of you listening via radio, we are glad to have you here with us tonight. Folks, we are days, some would say weeks away from the general elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Please ensure that you are registered. If you have somebody in your household that is 18 years and over, eligible, register to vote for the upcoming general elections. This is the year, now is the time, and the future is in your hands. The key is in your hands. Make the right choice. So we'll get straight into it because our first speaker tonight, ladies and gentlemen, also wants to make sure. Who am I missing? Who? Shavon. I didn't mention Shavon. We have Senator Shavon John. I made mention. Yes, we have Senator Shavon John here with us tonight. My apologies, Senator. I didn't see you standing up down there. But I know you are here. All right. Our first speaker, ladies and gentlemen, like I say, he's here with us tonight because he's standing in full support of both candidates for East St. George and West St. George. But he has his own meeting tonight in West Kingstown. Please welcome the Honorable Daniel Cummins, ladies and gentlemen.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Tell me whom shall I fear? The Lord is my strength, the strength of my life. Tell me whom shall I fear? Hear me now, hear me now, hear me now, hear me now.
Thank you very much, Colin, our MC tonight. Fairbairn Pasture, good evening. East St. George, good evening. West St. George, good to be with you. You know, I have a strange feeling here tonight. Here I am at this podium, and I look down, and the first face I see in all the crowd is my dear friend from East St. George, your next representative, looking up at me. My friends, as Colin said, first let me greet all my colleagues who are here with us. Some of us are here, and some are in Camden Park, and we'll be moving backward and forward. It is reflective of who the New Democratic Party has in its membership. We are a team in every sense of the word. But tonight, there is not a better place that I want to be than to be here in solidarity with two of my favorite candidates in this election from East and West St. George. And they're my favorite for good reason. I love all my colleagues. But I am always encouraged by the effort, the determination, the commitment to service of my dear friend, Sister Lavon Velox. Here is a lady who is not in this political business for show. Her heart, like mine, is in the exercise of the furtherance of the goodness of our people and to see their lives turn around. It is what drives us. I see a young tax expert, a public servant of note, who has given his full commitment to the cause of the people of West St. George. Before he was selected as a candidate, he was with you. Since he was selected, he has tripled his effort. There's every single day he and his team are through West St. George, meeting you, speaking with you, presenting his plans, and most importantly, listening to you. But tonight, as I come before you to make a presentation before I go to my own meeting in Camden Park, I can't help but reflecting on where we are in this blessed country after almost 25 years of dictatorship. After 25 years of promises, year after year, after failure after failure, the more they go on, the more they promise, and the more they fail to deliver. I ask you, the St. Georges, I ask you, what do you think your life would be like today had the New Democratic Party had the chance to govern this country over a period like this 25 years? I encourage you to go back to the 17 years that the James Mitchell administration had in this country and see the significant progress that was made. The development of the ports in the Grenadines, airports and seaports, the extension of roads into the farmlands, the introduction of irrigation, having bought so many acres of private lands and given them to the former workers on those plantations. I ask you to remember what happened in the area of electricity and water under Sir James. Remember 25 buckets under one standpipe throughout the country, wherever you could be lucky to find a standpipe. And water came now, and for 2 weeks you didn't get. I want you to remember that beyond the dry river there was no electricity because the Labour government said them people up there can't pay for electricity. It took Sir James's vision to bring electricity, and not just to bring it, to create a world record of the lowest line loss ever for a utility company, only 6% here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines with Vinlec under NDP. It took an NDP government to deal with the problems of solid waste by bringing it into the water authority, closing out all the dumps, getting proper trucks, training the people. I want you to remember, NDP brought to this country the best quality street lights anywhere in the Caribbean. Automated lights driven by the traffic, not the fixed lights like you have in Trinidad and other countries, even in the United States. When you drive some parts of those areas, where even when there's no traffic, you have to wait because the stops come automatically. The system that was here was driven by the traffic flow. They had the electronic system on the street. If there was no traffic in a lane, the other lane would not be interrupted. World class! And these clowns in 25 years destroyed that and have poor police officers standing in sun and rain. One at 100 yards up, telling you go. And the other one 100 yards ahead of you, telling you stop. And then everything in chaos. I don't say that to the mean police officers in this day and age. That is archaic. That is as backward as the man we got here. My friends, the New Democratic Party has been looking at your situation, has been trying to show these people what they need to do to enhance your lives. We beg them to join the other OECS territories and introduce the Citizens by Investment program. Why? Because we know with it we can take the burdens off you, the taxpayers, and create a start to the economy that would get you going again, to get you working, to get you better paid jobs. We ask them to deal with the problems in healthcare. Today, in this country, you have a hospital where pieces of concrete are dropping out the ceiling in the area where people gone to deliver babies. You have water pouring in the operating theater. My friends, listen to me. Here in the St. George's, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to go back to 1984. And remember when Louis Jones almost beat the then leader. And a few months after the election, he actually won that seat. Go back to West St. George, where Marcus de Freitas brought it home. This is your chance, St. George's. Lead from the front. Make sure both your candidates not just win, but they whip the clowns on the other side and banish them. Give yourselves, give your children an opportunity for real life. Remember this. An NDP government is going to pay the exam fees for your children right in CXC and Cape. Listen, I know what that means. In my own constituency, let me take a little personal time out. In my own constituency, my friends, sometimes I say, and people think I'm being mischievous, over the almost 20 years I've been in politics, well, more than 20 years now. Sometimes, if it were not for my wife, I would not be able to put food on the table. My friends, that is not a joke. It is so because I find it difficult when people come to me as the representative that they have 3 children in the home and they have to decide which one they can send to school this week because they can't send them. I can't sleep when hundreds of people come into me with the reality that they can't put food on the table and they have no work to do. When I tell you I end up almost penniless at times, it's not that I am worthless. It's because I have a heart. I got involved in politics because I want to see better for our people. And in opposition, the pittance that I get as an elected member of parliament cannot begin to pay for an office, for staff, for utilities, much more to assist hundreds of people every month with very basic needs. Why am I telling you this? You have people on the other side, when they get into politics, it's because they have already gotten their benefits. And the clowns, they make sure all their debts are paid. All their debts are paid. And they get all the biggest positions and contracts and look for themselves. That is not what politics is about. You want people who have served you in different capacities, who come to politics because they want to enhance your life. That is what I love about Lavon Gibson Velux, and I see in Shaka. Throughout her period, so far, in so many little ways, she has touched hundreds of lives from her own resources and from that of friends. Without any bragging, without any rancor, without picking out any political favorite. If we do that in opposition, my dear people, ask yourself what we will do in government. I look out and I see from North Windward a magnificent lady, not just a beautiful lady, a magnificent lady in Senator Siobhan John, who has been doing the same thing to the people of North Windward before she got into politics, and even more so now. So my brothers and sisters, tonight, I want to thank you for coming out here. It demonstrates to me that you are ready. It tells me that you are happy with your candidates. And I tell you this, nobody, no political party in the history of this country has ever been able to put together a slate of candidates anywhere near to what Dr. Friday has brought forward. And I urge you to make sure every one of us come home and rid this country of the massive big belly blight that has been plaguing us. Let's do it. Let's do it. God bless you.
All you make some noise, so Waterman, Daniel Cummins. Fire tonight, fire tonight.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Tell me whom shall I fear?
Let me walk it out tonight. Let me go.
The Lord is my strength.
Yeah, man.
This strength is my life. Tell me whom shall I
Let play. I want the part where we stamp out the enemy.
The Lord is my light.
I want the part where we stamp out the enemy. Comments. Let me go.
Tell me whom shall I fear?
I want the part where we go and stamp out the enemy. I want to see all you put all your foot in the air and stamp it on the ground.
Shall I fear?
All you ready?
Come on, Christians. Step on the head.
Step
on the head.
All you step.
Crush the serpent, trample the
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The Honorable Daniel Cummins. Give him some love as he leaves. He heads down to his meeting in Camblin Park in West Kingston tonight. We want to thank him very much for coming and being with us here tonight in this joint meeting in East St. George and West St. George tonight. Folks, let's move along. We have another dynamic speaker here with us tonight. She has been speaking time and time again on the New Democratic Party's podium and platform. She is the female voice and the voice for women in the New Democratic Party's women's arm. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ronya Balcom.
And I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again.
Good night, good night, good night. I'm short enough as it is, so I have to come closer to the wall here to see you, my people. I had enjoyed a vibe earlier today as the music was being played. But before I get into my speech, I must acknowledge our esteemed leader, the Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday, and the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I would also acknowledge our deputies, Major Sinclair Leacock and the Honorable Nigel Naja Stevenson, speaking on another platform on behalf of the NDP here tonight. And of course, how could I forget the waterman on his way to his meeting, the Honorable Daniel Cummins, the chairman of the New Democratic Party, our fellow candidates, Honorable Siobhan John, the breath of fresh air all the way from the windward, from the north windward. And of course, the other speakers here tonight, Colin Graham, of course, our MC for the night. It is indeed an historic moment to see the East meet the West. Here in Fairburn Pasture, for the first time in my mind, West St. George and East St. George has come together, and what a vibe it was just a few hours ago when the music was being played. It is also a troubling time somewhat for me, because as a women's arm president, I would interact with women on a daily basis. And on an occasion this week, I had the opportunity to speak to two ladies. And at that point, I remembered or was reminded of how fragile the human spirit can be, especially for a woman. Especially for a woman. The inability to send their children to school in this day and age. The inability to put food on the table. After 20 years, pressure.
And I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again. And I rise up, I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again. And I rise up, I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again.
It's time for a change. Your sisters, the next generation, they are suffering while the ULP laugh at our backs. They laugh to our faces and think that we are stupid. We must stand up, my people. We must take a stand. We must be our brother's keeper. it is indeed an emotional moment. And when these women tell me that they are throwing their support, not willingly, but because they feel they have to get something to eat at the end of the day, it's hard. It's this same government that have them in that position. The NDP cannot be blamed. The NDP has been in opposition for the last 20 plus years. And during these women's existence in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, life has gotten harder and harder. Yellow Army, come in. Call, check on your brothers and your sisters. Ask them, have you eaten today? Check on your neighbor, no matter what color flag is on their fence. Check on your neighbor, because sometimes it's just these little things that determine where we go from here. Kashaka Cupid, he cares. And he will continue to care for West St. George and the rest of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And he must have told Dr. Friday that we can reduce the VAT. He is the taxman, and he would know how this can be achieved. But the ULP has resorted to scare tactics. Keep from the ULP. In Parliament, they will go and tell you that things are being done. And the NDP time and time again has exposed them. Keep from the ULP. You have, and I'm sorry, Honorable Sister Velox, she's here as well, from East St. George. She will deliver East St. George from the spawn. East St. George and West St. George, for too long, you have been in the ULP's grasp. It is time to break free. These constituencies are so important to the outcome of the election that even the ULP doesn't even know it. They have no concern for you. The spawn drives through the East St. George constituency. The only time his office was open was a few weeks ago in anticipation of their little rally on the Calico playing field. The only time they saw fit to clean that filthy drain was just the other day. His office has opened for the first time in 5 years. Sister Lavon Velox has always had her office open and has always been pounding the pavement, going through each area of her constituency. She is a woman that wants to represent you. She knows what is going on, and she will do her best for you. No doubt, Kashaka Cupid, young as well, he has taken a stand. He sees what is going on, and he knows that it is time for the West St. George community to come away from the grips of the ULP. Keep from the ULP, my people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The ULP, most of the men, even some of their spokesperson, they have abused women, and it's public knowledge. And people want to stand by and give them another term. We have strong women in the NDP. And we have strong women throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I am here to awaken that strength, because the New Democratic Party is the party for the people. Women, take a stand. These accusations against these men, they go out and they represent us on the international stage. We're laughed at. Abusers speaking on behalf of development of a country. It is too much. You have a prime minister who declared he has put in sweat equity in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. How many people bothered to look up what sweat equity meant? I would give you the opportunity to look at that, to look it up. That man has no intention of releasing his grips from around Vincentian's pockets. Not so long as it would not benefit him. Keep from the ULP. You have a prime minister who has announced that he has deliberately put St. Vincent and the Grenadines in debt. This is something anywhere else in the world, he would have already been moved from office. But I respect you, my people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Our decisions will be made at the polls. And come election day, I beg you, for the women who feel they have no choice but to beseech under these men just for a little dollar. Ask your neighbor how they are doing. Ask your neighbor how they're sending their children to school. Women, look out for each other. It's only by building women we can build a strong society. The Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday has spoken of how he will alleviate some of the pressure on Vincentians. Reduce VAT. You know what that means, women? We can go to the supermarket and get what we need. Not even what we want. What we need. Extra spending power. Something extra to put aside. When last have you been able to put something aside? You work every day just to pay bills. And for those who can't find employment, what do you think is happening? We have lost a generation. And under the ULP, we will continue to lose a further generation. When we hear the Minister of Agriculture say that he's sending 300 plus Vincentian youths to Canada to work on a farm after they've destroyed agriculture and fisheries in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So our youths can't make a living in our own country, in this fertile soil. Enough is enough. I love this vibe here tonight when the East and the West combine. And I look forward to the vibe when the North and the South and the East and the West converge in North Windward this Saturday. Yellow Army, it's time to assemble. We need to take St. Vincent and the Grenadines back. And we will. A vote for Kashaka Cupid is a vote in the right direction. A vote for our sister Lavon Velox is a vote in the right direction. A vote for any member of the New Democratic Party is a vote in the right direction. And remember what I said. Keep from the ULP. Blessings. Good night.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Give it up for Anya Balcom, the voice of the women's arm of the New Democratic Party, ladies and gentlemen.
When the roll is called out, I'll be standing taller to face the
In the essence of time,
in
the essence of time, we will move along swiftly, ladies and gentlemen, to our next speaker. He was on radio today and he said something very important. And I don't know if he have it down to mention tonight, but I want to mention it because I think it's important for those of you, for the benefit of those of you who may have missed it. The trend has shown, listen to this, the trend has shown that the party with the popular vote goes on to win the general elections in the very next election that they contest. The New Democratic Party was the popular vote in the last general elections. And if that trend is true and remains to be true, then one thing is for certain. All you go out and vote this general election and ensure that the victory goes to the New Democratic Party. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome from East Kingston, the Honorable Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble.
Patrice again, again. This one is for all of them. All of them, all of them. Let me tell you this, I don't care what you say about me. I don't care, I live in my life. You could keep on making your noise. I can't hear you, I don't care what you say about me. I don't care, I live in my life. You could keep on making your noise. I can't
Yeah! Mama's corner. Boy, Damo, I live in my life. I live in my life.
Patrice again.
Wait! I hope all you live in all your life. All right. This is serious business. Good night, good night, good night. I am very privileged to be here in East West St. George tonight because the two candidates who are contesting these two constituencies, my brother Shaka, who is contesting West St. George, and my sister Lavon Velox, who is contesting East St. George, have a very special connection. I have a very special connection with them. When I first entered the race last election, before Sister Velox decided to get involved at the level of contesting, Sister Velox was a very integral part of my team in East Kingston. And she helped to lay the foundation that led to my success in 2020. So Sister Velox, I want to publicly acknowledge and recognize your support in the past. And Shaka, of course, go way back to our cricketing days. Well, Shaka came after me, and we have a very good connection. But let me back up a little bit and recognize all of my colleagues here tonight. All of them. I also want to recognize all of the members of the executive, of the campaign team of this wonderful party. And of course, I want to recognize all of you here tonight because it is showing us that the Yellow Army is on the move. Now, I want to address something. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But I know some people expect me to address it, and some people expect me not to address it. But as I said before, anybody who knows me, no matter what happens around me, between me, above me, or below me, nobody ain't getting me to come down in the gutter. But I have to address an issue. Now, we heard the comments made by Prime Minister Gonzalez Sunday night out Calico regarding yours truly about living at home with my mother. We all know the comments that were made. And the only reason I'm going to address it tonight is because the Prime Minister, in his very disrespectful, low-life approach, decided to bring my mother into this. I have a big problem with that, a huge problem with that. Let me just give you a brief history. My mother from Bottom Tongue, Mona Bramble, is mother to 5 children. All of us have different fathers. I've given this story before, and I have no shame, because that is my reality. Mommy gave birth to 5 of us and raised all 5 of us as a single mother who only completed primary school. She was not able to go to secondary school, not because she wasn't bright enough, but because of socio-economic conditions in Bottom Tongue at the time. And I can tell you, had it not been for the help and support and love of many people, including the family in Beckway who raised me, Mommy would not have been able to raise us. But she did. And she made sure that every single one of us, my oldest brother Noel, who lives in Maryland, I am the second one. The third child, Andrew, who lives home at Mackey's Hill with us. My sister Paula, who lives in Canada. And my youngest brother Rodney, who lives in New York. Every single one of us made something of ourselves. And we recognize the love and the sacrifice that Mommy made
in shaping our lives. And I can tell you that every single one of us, all 5 of us, are very proud and honored and very, very involved in our mother's life today as she approaches her 83rd birthday on the 20th of November. Andrew and I, who live home in Mackey's Hill, we take care of mommy on a daily basis. And I want to also recognize Denise, who comes there every day and helps to take care of mommy. Mommy is pretty good, but you know she doesn't cook and wash and all that stuff anymore. We are honored and privileged and proud to be able to take care of our mother. And I can guarantee you, I will continue to take care of my mother, who's living in my house up Mackey's Hill, until God decides that one of us has to go from each other. And I can tell Ralph this, when the New Democratic Party wins and forms government, and Fitzbramble is a minister of government, I will continue to take care of my mother. Listen. My mother is like no other. And I know everybody can say that too. But one thing I hope and pray and wish for Ralph Gonsalves is that if he lives long enough to get to the age of my mother, that his children would be willing to take care of him.
Let me tell you this, I don't care what you say about me. I don't care.
So, I'm going to leave that right there, but I'm going to say this. Everybody know me as Mr. Nice Guy and blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you, Ralph, you son of a... I wouldn't say it. I am not... I'm not going to go down that road, but I'm going to say this very simply to Ralph. Say what you want to say about me. Say whatever you want to say about me. It's not going to make any difference anyway. Because the more you talk about me, it's more Lex Luke Brown going to get. And the more you talk about me, it's more seats the NDP going to win. But I am going to say this for the last time. Ralph, leave mommy out of your dirtiness. Leave my mother out of your dirtiness. Say what you want to say about me. I could handle myself. But if you continue bringing my mother in this campaign, you're going to see a completely different Fitzbramble. You better believe that. I am not afraid of you, and I'm not afraid of any one of you. Enough of that. Enough of that. Don't mess with my mother. Anybody else? Listen, the reason why Ralph and the ULP are trying to adopt this approach of distraction is because, as we just say, they don't smell the rat. And they realize that whenever the bell is rung and the elections are called and the results come in, when you hear in the win column, Shaka Cupid, West St. George, in the win column, Lavon Velox, East St. George. Let me tell you something. That is what Ralph is afraid of, you know. He's afraid to ring the bell because he is trying to prolong the political life of his son, because he licks sure as the sunshine from Sister Velox. Licks like peas in the backside. Licks like peas. And Sister Velox, I am telling you, don't make them come and tell you no choppiness. You continue to do what you do, and when you see the results come, we will be celebrating in the interest of our people. What the hell does talking about any candidate's personal life have to do with putting food on people's table? Tell the people how you are going to make life better for them. Tell the people how you are going to become more fiscally responsible. In other words, show us and tell us How are you going to be able to raise revenue outside of borrowing? And how you're going to spend the money to help improve our people's lives? The two candidates tonight, Shaka and Sister Velox, are very well qualified, and have a lot of experience when it comes to fiscal and financial affairs. Shaka is an expert in tax administration. Sister Velox was one of the first female bank managers in this country and turned around the penny bank. They say we are a little traffic something and must. All the Major come today. Major is my representative, you know, so I'll watch it. Let Major come today. So yes, brothers and sisters, the real issue is the state of our economy. For 25 years, Ralph and the ULP have not been able to figure out how to make life better for Vincentians. So what they resort to now is a whole bunch of lies and propaganda and trying to frighten you. Ralph been there for 25 years. He coming and asking you for 30 years. And as one of the speakers said before me, Sister Rania, after 25 years, we still have people in this country, single mothers in this country, having to decide whether to send the child to school or to keep them at home so they could give them something to eat. After 25 years, tell the people of this country why we should put you back there when you have demonstrated that you have no clue how to improve people's lives. No clue whatsoever. You have run up a debt in this country that is killing us. That is why schools can't be properly fixed. That is why the roads can't be properly fixed. That is why you can't give a salary increase. That is why you can't pay Vinlec bill for many public buildings. Because the little money that we make, most of it has to go to pay back our debt.
Let me tell you this, I don't care what you say about me. I don't care, I live in my life. You could keep on making your noise. I can't hear you, I don't care what you say about me.
Listen, 5 years ago, Ralph came on the radio. I was still in Canada. And I listened to him very well, you know. And you see this phone? Anytime Ralph goes public with anything, I take out my phone and I make notes. So I could know when I'm talking, I could refer to what he said, when he said it, at what occasion. 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, he went on the radio and said that businesses in this country owe the government over $300 million in unpaid taxes. That is what he said. It tells me that you as a government, you as the institution responsible for our fiscal affairs, responsible for raising and collecting taxes, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Because I can tell you, and I can guarantee you, that these businesses, who he said owe over $300 million, I can guarantee you that most of them are law-abiding, tax-complying citizens. So the question is, why is it, according to Ralph, why is it that businesses owe you so much money in unpaid taxes? And what have you done to correct the problem and to correct the situation? What? We have a man like Shaka. Shaka is the Deputy Comptroller of Inland Revenue. You know what the Inland Revenue is responsible for? For making sure that we collect all the revenue that we generate in this country. Taxes, custom duties, whatever. That is the department that takes care of our money and records it. VAT. Let me talk about VAT, and he's talking about uncollected revenue. Every year, every single year, at least $1 million, at least. And I forgot to work with my report from the Controller of Inland Revenue, the latest report. But every year, at least $1 million is paid in VAT and is not collected by the government. Think about that. So we go into the supermarket, we go in wherever, We buy where we have to buy, we pay we VAT, and government now collect VAT. So where it going? Where the money gone? Where the money going? Where the VAT money going? They have demonstrated to you that they have no idea how to properly and effectively manage and administer our tax system. Tax is the main source of our revenue, local revenue. And if we can't effectively administer that, then we have a problem. So we have a problem. We have a problem. That is why we have to make sure that we support Brother Shaka. And I'm coming to Sister Velox quickly because I know I have to come off. As I said to you before, Sister Velox is a tried and tested and successful bank manager. One of the biggest problems we have in this country is access to credit. When you go to a bank to borrow a loan, they want you bring house and land, car, motorbike. Many people who go to get a loan from a commercial bank, they have nothing. That is in many instances, that is why they're going to get a loan in the first place. Sister Velox has experience of how to maneuver those challenges to bring ease, to ease the pain of our people, of our citizens who are struggling. And that is what she will do in a New Democratic Party government. So we have to make sure that we support her. Brothers and sisters, listen. There's one choice this election, and that choice is the New Democratic Party. West St. George, there's one choice, and that is Brother Shaka Cupid. East St. George, there's one choice, and that is Sister Lavon Velox. Come election day, make sure you go out and vote solidly for those candidates. Vote solidly for the New Democratic Party. Good night, thank you, and God bless you.
I don't care what you say about me. I don't care, I live in my life. You could keep on making your noise. I can't hear you.
Yeah, man. Tell them Fitz Bramble say, he don't care what they want to say. We going straight to the polls on election day, and we voting for new government. Folks, while we here, and we talking and we having a good time, if you feel a little hungry, you could come right up here. We have some really nice fried chicken and fries with little garlic sauce and your ketchup and your pepper and what's not. So you can make sure you come right up here and get something proper to eat tonight, all right? And don't forget to support the bar as well, ladies and gentlemen. So let us move on because we're going from meeting to meeting to meeting. And our next speaker tonight, he is having a big meeting in Mariaqua this coming Thursday night. And he's here with us. Please welcome Philip Jackson.
If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break,
yes.
If you're the kind who takes the time to stranger in the rain,
There's a place for people like you. Good night, Mama Corner.
goes down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak. If you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who lost their way.
There's a place for people like you. Good night, West St. George. Good night, East St. George. Good night, Mariaqua. I know you're in the house. Good night, SVG. It gives me great pleasure to stand on the joint platform of Sister Lavon Velox and Brother Kashaka Cupid. Some time ago, in East St. George and Glen, I stood on Sister Lavon Velox podium platform and I told you about a lady who cares deeply about her community and has an unsurpassed record in making sure she helps in all areas of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I know personally. Laverne is a go-to person when anybody has something to plan. Sister Laverne Velox is a go-to person. She has a deep history in organization, volunteerism, and care. The person she's coming up against has no such connections to the place he lives or to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is why in East St. George, the choice is clear. Now, Shaka, my colleague, I've known for a long time as my colleague public servant. A man of deep intellect, training, and commitment. He has a long history of sports involvement as a player and as an administrator. So I'm telling you, West St. George, if you're serious about development, if you're serious about progress, then the choice is very clear. Shaka is your guy in West St. George. But Laverne and Shaka are not elements unto themselves. They're part of a great team led by Dr. Friday, Team NDP. And as I like to say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And so I want to take this time to recognize all of Team NDP present in this place tonight, led by Dr. Godwin Friday, the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Our chairman was here earlier, but he has left to go to his own meeting, and we recognize his contribution. We want to also recognize the presence of the Major, Vice President Major. We want to recognize the presence of Senator Chevron John, the warrior queen of North Windward, and the next representative for over the river, and also some parts below the river. Also want to recognize the presence of the president of the Women's Arm, Sister Durham. All other executive members of the NDP, I say good night to you. People of SVG, Team NDP is not only ready and competent to run the affairs of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but I want to say to you, it's the only team that cares deeply from the heart and is ready at the head and hand join with the heart to take care of our affairs. The other guys, they are running a campaign of fear, lies, and misinformation. Almost everything they say, they sit down and they calculate how can we trick the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines into thinking that NDP is not ready for governance. And every time they mount the platform, their speeches are written for them by their consultants. And it's aimed at one thing: lies, fear, and disinformation. Imagine a government who has been in power for 25 years and have the gall and the audacity to ask us for another 5 years. Cannot run on their record. They come and spew lies and fear and disinformation. But you know what? They also want to spread confusion. They have an army of pursuits walking all over St. Vincent, some of them in government offices, you know.
during the day working for the ULP. You know what their job is to do? To scour social media, to go over all of our tapes from our meetings, to find out little things that they can make an issue about. Little things like if you make a slip of the tongue, that they want to make that into a big issue. These are people who are paid by the ULP. Some of them working in government offices. That's their job. They're not focusing on doing the work of the people. They're focusing on stupid, backward ULP propaganda. They're telling lies about the NDP's record. They're telling lies about NDP candidates because they cannot campaign on the record. Last night in South Windward, I told you that the NDP government is the government that started a massive transformation of education in this country. The ULP, they lying thief, and I would explain the thief in. So they lie, so they thief. But let's talk with the lie first. As I told you last night, they say in NDP time they used to give 1 and 2 scholarships. Nonsense. Let me tell you something. You know the Port Authority is a big talk right now, right? Let me give you some facts about the legacy of NDP's policies on education. The head of the Port Authority studied with me in Cuba under scholarship from NDP. The head of Extension Services in the Ministry of Agriculture studied in Cuba under scholarship from NDP. Many of the top engineers in Vinlec today studied under scholarship under the NDP. Most of the vets that are serving our farmers today studied under scholarships under the NDP. You want me to go on? Many of our top doctors, some of them they're bragging about doing groundbreaking surgery. They were my colleagues in Cuba studying under the scholarships under the NDP. The point I want to make here is that the current team NDP are the beneficiaries of a long history and a long legacy of great leadership in policy and development under the NDP. And the legacy that we are benefiting today from in many of the top positions in this country, whether in the private or public sector, those were the products of the NDP's policy on education. So when they come to tell you that the NDP has no idea how to run government, tell them take that and go so. Take that and go so. What they're actually afraid of is that when we start to tell the truth about the legacy of NDP's leadership, that people will know that the ULP is just full of lies, disinformation, and fear. So I said, so the lies, so the thief. So let's go to the thief part. More than 2 years ago, Dr. Friday established the Youth Guarantee Pledge. He said, our young people, if you're not studying, you'll be working. If you're not working, you'll be in training. And if you're not training, you'll be in an attachment. And we're going to increase scholarships upon scholarships upon scholarships. Somebody told me, you know what the ULP did? Because it's gaining traction. Their team went and took all of the content of our Youth Guarantee Pledge. And they run it through Chat GPT. They run it through an AI and ask the AI to give them something similar and to come up with a name. And Chat GPT, they call it GATE. But every single thing that Dr. Friday promised under the Youth Guarantee Pledge is what the wannabe crown prince came back a few days ago and come with the Chat GPT version and say they're doing something new. So they lie, so they thief. But you know why? You know why the ULP is playing catch up? You know why they're playing catch up? Because they can't match up with Team NDP. When you look at the team that Dr. Friday was able to assemble, the greatest political team in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have depth deeper than the Marianas Trench. We have broad experience in many areas of development that are important to drive St. Vincent forward. The ULP don't have that kind of experience or that kind of depth. So everything they're playing catch up. So when we come with plans, first of all, they used to say NDP ain't had a plan, but we were soaking up for them, man. When we started drop plans left, right, and center, they were like, what's going on there? Then they say, you know what? We can't match these guys in NDP. They're too hot for us. We can't match them. So the oldest strategy that their consultants told them, you have to cause confusion in the mind of Vincentians. You have to spread lies, disinformation, and fear. Listen, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are in crisis mode. We don't have time for those old school tactics of the ULP. We don't have time for that. SVG is at a point where they want the clear and visionary leadership of Dr. Friday and Team NDP. And that is exactly what you are going to deliver to yourselves in every constituency. So I say to you, wherever you are, make sure that everyone in your family are registered to vote. Make sure that everybody in your family knows exactly where they're going to vote. And make sure that you have a list of at least 10 persons on election day that you're going to make sure that they show up at the polls and vote. Because we want to win this thing early, not for ourselves, but for all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The choice is clear. The ULP is tired and outdated and backward looking. Dr. Friday and Team NDP is focused on you and progress. So I say, together St. Vincent and the Grenadines, together we win. Yellow is the code, the symbol is the key, and the only choice is to put your X right next to the key on election day. Thank you. God bless you. Team NDP for you. Team NDP for St. Vincent. Together we win.
If you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you.
What a team! What a team! What a team! Babe and Pasture, NDP family, I want to see all you put all your finger in the air, put all your rag in the air, make some noise, and welcome your candidate for West St. George, Kashaka, Cupid.
Patrice again, yeah. And again and again. I want you doing with your time. I'm up in the Western time. Oh, what you doing with your time? I'm not taking on right now, but better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Patrice again, yeah. And again. I want you doing with your time. I'm up in the Western time. Oh, what you doing with your time? I'm not taking on right now, but better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and you say better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Hey, what we gonna do now? There's no panorama. Hey, we can jump up and play mass in the savannah. Hey, just be patient, hold it straight. Enjoy life and don't complain. You got to pray like every day, and things will be irate. Better days are coming. Change your ways.
no more. Better days are coming, my people. And change is upon us. Change is coming. Let me take the opportunity to acknowledge my colleagues this evening. President of the New Democratic Party and the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday.
Steamy.
That is the man who has put together an amazing team to govern this country for the next decade and beyond. Let me just acknowledge also my Vice President, the Honorable St. Clair Major Leacock, Chairman Daniel Cummins, who spoke earlier this evening, my esteemed colleagues, Sister Rania Balcom, Sister Lavon Gibson Velox, my twin on the St. George's side, Sister Chevon John, Senator, candidate for North Windward. Happy to have you here this evening. It's wonderful to be here in Fairbairn. Good night, Fairbairn. Good night, Belmont, which is close by. Good night to West St. George. And good night to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and to others viewing online this evening. Now, you heard Fitz spoke a little earlier about the personal attacks on him. But that is not something that we are going to delve into this evening. We are going to focus on the plans for the constituency to take West St. George forward, and in particular, Fairbairn Pasture and the Belmont area. That is the focus this evening. But just one correction though. Fitz said I'm the Deputy Comptroller of the Inland Revenue Department. Well, I did not attain that accolade, but I'm an Assistant Comptroller of the Inland Revenue Department, which is about 2 levels below the Deputy Comptroller. Now I stand before you this evening, and it's truly a blessing to be here. I am not a stranger who come around once every 5 years, or who pretends to care about you and or to be your next representative in that regard. I am somebody who has walked the streets as you, who has faced similar challenges you have, and who believes there is a brighter tomorrow with the New Democratic Party in office. So my brothers and sisters, I understand the struggles that we are currently facing because I have lived the life similar to many of you here. And I believe West St. George in particular truly deserves better. Truly deserves better than the current representation we're receiving, which is absolutely callous and carefree. So my people tonight, I'm not here to make petty promises. I am here to offer myself to serve you, my people. Now this is particularly about leadership. Now recently, the other side had a rally on Saturday, and they spoke specifically about leadership. So I just want to delve in a little bit and talk about leadership now. Now, as we all know, Dr. Friday has put together an amazing team. An amazing political team that is multi-talented and multi-dimensional. Okay? Now, leadership is the ability to bring people together. It's the ability to motivate people. Also, it encompasses a situation in which we, as I mentioned, motivating also, we have to bring people together, as I said too. And it's important that we work together as a community and as a constituency. And this evening, I just want to specifically zero in on leadership. Now, before I get into that, I just want to tell you about a lady in this particular constituency. Every morning, she gets up about 5:30 a.m. And she doesn't catch a van until either 6 o'clock or 6:30. There are times when there are rain in this constituency as well, and she has to navigate the inclement weather. She has to wait on a bus, in particular, in the dark. Okay? Now, here's the challenge. If rain comes, there's no way for her to shelter. So there are times that her skin gets soaked with, especially without an umbrella. One of my plans for this constituency is to ensure that there are bus sheds in strategic areas. And in particular in Mama's Corner, where there's a high density of the population in this area, we would ensure that a bus shed, a covered bus shed, is constructed so that persons can shelter from the inclement weather. Now, this lady, she goes to town on a regular basis, and she goes to town to find a job in town to take care of herself. And this is not the kind of servants that we really want. We deserve better than we're currently receiving. And about 7 weeks ago, I spoke about my 7-point plan for the constituency. Now, my plan includes infrastructural upgrade and public transport, which is fundamental to this constituency. It also includes revitalizing agriculture. It includes development of community-based organizations, which I will get into a little bit more. Ecotourism opportunities for our people. Improvement in our sporting facilities and an upgrade. We'll also focus on housing, healthcare. So these are some of the issues that I want to speak about tonight. Now, the primary issue facing this constituency are the roads. The roads are in deplorable condition. You look at the roads in Belair, right here in Fairbairn, Dorsetshire Hill, there are a number of videos showing the degree in which the roads have been deteriorated. Queen's Drive, and recently in Gome, these roads are, as I said, very deplorable. So however, under the New Democratic Party, we will transform our roads and our public transport system once and for all. So now we are not going to focus on patchwork like the current administration. And there will be no more excuses. Our tax dollar would be collected, and we in the New Democratic Party would ensure that motor vehicle licenses are allocated specifically to the improvement of the roads and the rehabilitation.
Hey! We all in on this. Enough is enough. This is it.
There would also be proper drainage. In order for the roads not to deteriorate, we need to ensure that there's proper drainage to accommodate the water flow on a consistent basis, especially in the rainy season. And I spoke about the covered bus shed. Now, the lady I spoke about, she deserves some level of dignity. And in so doing, some may say, these things cost money. But I would say yes. And what's the cost for doing nothing? we in the New Democratic Party realizes our people are under severe pressure, and we are here to cater to the needs of our people and to serve them. Now, what is the cost when, for example, when someone misses a job, or what is the cost of a broken road by a broken foot from a grandmother, for example? We know the struggles that the elderly have to go through on a daily basis, and in order to navigate these roads. Now, let me just further emphasize that. About 2 months ago, I was traveling on this particular road, and my vehicle fell into a pothole just below the Hope's residence. So while coming up, just after here, my vehicle buckled, and I was unable to move. Now, immediately, I know something obviously was wrong. However, it was on a Sunday, and there was very little traffic on the road. Now, after careful examination, and I called a mechanic to assist me, we realized one of the nuts from the outer tie rod became loose. And that is a clear indication that these roads are no good and they need to be resurfaced. So, my people, we in the New Democratic Party, we are a party of action, and we are going to take action when we get into government. We would also revitalize agriculture in this constituency and in the country. But let me put this into context. There's a gentleman who I met in Belmont a couple weeks ago, a third-generation farmer. His grandfather farmed the land. His father also farmed the land. And now he wants to pass on the tradition of his family's legacy to his children. But there is one problem. The children do not see agriculture as a viable financial option where they could engage in a productive sector. They do not see agriculture in this way. But I will tell you, under the New Democratic Party, agriculture as a formidable pillar, one of our 4 pillars, we would revitalize agriculture, especially among our youths who are the future of our nation. Now, this gentleman has the best dasheen you will ever taste. But he can't get fair prices for his dasheen. He can't get even the proper support from the government, and he feels forgotten. So my friends, agriculture is about survival for our people. I remember the days when banana was the fruit and the commodity in which we exported. Now, we are a far cry from those glory days. We in the New Democratic Party, we realize the importance of agriculture, and we are going to emphasize that and ensure that we create opportunities. So under my leadership, we will bring agriculture back to life with modern tools and technology for our farmers, farm cooperatives, so that they can bargain together. Farm-to-market programs that cut out the middleman. We would also have disaster relief for our farmers as well. We know the climate in which we're living into, where we experience a hurricane season. So we need to ensure that our farmers are protected, especially during these uncertain times. We would also encourage stronger partnership with hotels so they can buy local and keep money right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is what we're all about in the New Democratic Party. So when this man Dasheen ends up on the resort table and he's getting a fair price, and his children who once did not see agriculture as a viable option, they may resort and think twice and really realize there is a viable option in agriculture in terms of educating them, Agriculture is not just about farming. We have to be scientific with our farming as well. So we would ensure that farming is profitable for our people. So I just want to delve into the community-based organizations. And this constituency had a vibrant community-based, a number of community-based organizations. But most of these organizations are inactive. Now, for my plans for the constituency, I have created 5 community-based organizations that I would like to embark on. These community-based organizations would be registered at SIPO. So there would be proper financial planning in place. There would be accountability in these organizations. So, and there, as I said, there would be a proper structure. There would be a chairman. And, for example, there would be projects that would actually flow through these community-based organizations. So the community-based organization would constitute Fairbairn and Belmont. And that community-based organization would be named FAB. Fairbairn along with Belmont. So that community-based organization, for example, if there's a little road up in Gala, not Gala, up in Airy Hill that needs to be walked on, the community-based organization can actually take care of that community, take care of that particular road. And funds would be dispersed through that particular community-based organization. So we would partner with the people of this constituency. That is what my representation would be about. Now, we like to talk about the advancement in education. But if you realize there is no community center in this particular area of the constituency, there is no library in this constituency, but help is on the way in regards to the education and the advancement of our people. Now, I was in conversation with a resident recently, and she has constructed and developed a library in West St. George and East St. George that will cater to the young people in both constituencies. As we all know, we are a bordering constituency. So my leadership would focus on education in the particular area of Fairbairn and Belmont. And we will create opportunities for our young people through that. So now, recently, Dr. Friday made a pledge to our young people. So it's time to talk about our young people. I understand the struggles our young people face on a daily basis. Now let me turn back the clock a couple of years, about 2 decades or even more. After I completed my college education, which was in 2001, same year this current administration got into office, I applied for a job at the National Bank. I went, I did an exam, they called me for an exam. I was called a couple of days after to, right? I was called a couple of days after and I had to do medical. So I was of the impression that I would have been employed. So at the age of about 18, I was all excited. Now, about a week after, I received a call from a dear friend of mine who did a similar interview, did the same exam, but she was called for the job. Now, this was this was 24 years or plus ago. And to this day, I am still awaiting that call. So I know the struggles of the young people. After you finish college, whether you have your A levels and you're well educated, I know the struggles that you face. And this is since back 24 years ago. So you can imagine what is happening now. And the rate of our unemployment, especially among our youths, is over 40%. Back then, I don't know what the percentage was. But I know the ULP formed government just after the NDP. And we know the NDP was a very prudent and pragmatic administration. So that was over 24 years ago. Now, as I said, persons go to school, graduate from the college with many bright ideas, but can't even get a job, much less a loan. And some of them may feel disenchanted and even alienated and resort to liming on the blocks. And these sort of problems, social problems, they stifle our dreams. But under the New Democratic Party, these dreams can be realized. We are not going to stifle our youth. So let me tell you something though. The time for change is now, right? I met a young lady here in Fairbairn recently, and you realize how much I have been in this constituency. Now, we spoke about listening to our people, and I have listened attentively. And this young lady makes beautiful jewelry. She's extremely creative and unique. And her material and her jewelry would be attractive, especially to our tourists. Our tourists would buy them in a heartbeat. But she has no business training, and make it worse, no access to credit. And no space to sell her products. So her dream stays in a box right under her bed. Okay? Her dream dies, especially under this current administration. Well, I gotta tell you something. That dream can be realized under the New Democratic Party. And as your next representative, we'll open a youth enterprise hub right here in West St. George. Not in Kingston, but right here. A place where there would be computerized access to our people. And there would be startup funding available to assist our young people and to help them realize their dreams. So we'll teach business management. We'll teach financial literacy. We know all the importance of this. And we move it into a new advanced technological age where we're focusing on digitalization. And the New Democratic Party and our new economy, we will cater to the youth. So we will link the youth with mentors as well. And we will make sure our young people with all these brilliant ideas have the support to make their dreams a reality. So because the future is West St. George looks bright, and it looks bright under a New Democratic Party government. We know the current struggles we face right now and the current representation we're getting and we're receiving. But the time has come to say enough is enough. No more. No more of that. So we also have affordable housing for our people. And before I close, let me just talk a little bit about that. Now, a nation is only as strong as its homes. We know the struggles our people in the Southern Grenadines had to go through with the passage of Beryl. And I see young couples who want to start a family and a life together, but can't afford land. I see elders whose roofs are leaking every time it rains. I see families squeeze into a small house, and we have that right here in Fairbairn, for example. I wouldn't call any families' names. And there are 3 generations squeezed in that particular house. Not because they want to, but because they have no choice. Because this government plays with the minds of our people and it exploits us. Now, we know around election, that's the time when materials start being distributed. Materials after materials. Okay? Materials are given to persons 3 and 4 times. Those who basically do not deserve it or have no need for it. Under a New Democratic Party, we would ensure who needs the materials receives the materials.
Steamy.
Politics has no place when it comes to the needs of the people. Partisanship has no place in that. And the New Democratic Party would be for all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and in particular, right here in West St. George. So under an NDP government, we'll create a housing fund for first-time homeowners. We'll provide grants for home repairs for our elderly and our vulnerable. We know our vulnerable people, those who are disabled or who have certain challenges. We in the New Democratic Party, we are going to cater for those people especially. We know the issue or the challenges we face in our current climate. Our climate, we know we experience a hurricane season. So we need to build climate resilient homes for our people that can withstand storms and hurricanes. Because when disaster strikes, you know who suffer the most? The poor people like me and you. Not the rich people. So every family deserves a safe and affordable home. A dignified home where they could rest peacefully at night. So that's how we build a nation with a future. Now last evening, I read an article in which the current rep gave his report card on Sunday. A report card, eh? Now, when you grade yourself, what grade do you think you're going to give yourself? Eh? When you grade yourself, what grade are you going to give yourself? Eh? Well, hear what? He gave himself a D. And watch now. And a D is between 40 and 50%, eh? No, I ain't gonna get into that. Now, let me give you a few details about my report card on him and the people too. So speaking on behalf of the people. Absent from the constituency. That is the number one thing. Absent from the constituency. And you know something too? He only around because it's election. That is the only time you see him. Only around because of election. Tell me, cowboy, tell me we call somebody like that. Tell me we call somebody like that. Missing in action, all right. Okay, MIA. Yeah. Also, when your leader just take away half of your portfolio, right? And have no disregard for you. Absolutely none. Consummate demotion from as a minister. Let me tell all you something in this constituency. When I am announced as the next representative for West St. George, right? Dr. Friday, when he assigns me a portfolio and I perform to the best of my ability, right? I am not, he would not have any doubt but to advance me, right? as opposed to demoting me, promoting me. Okay? Demotion is not good. But we will get into a little bit more. Now, you all have seen the situation where the number of schools, the girls' high school, for example, has been in a plywood institution for the last 4 to 5 years. They have no home. Many schools have wood lice. They have fleas. They have rats. They have rodents. But you know something? When you are voiceless in parliament, that says to us that your time is up. Have you ever heard them advocate for any productive thing in West St. George? Tell me. Okay. So, the choice is clear. I have some more I could get into, but because of the constraints of time, I won't get into anymore. We know about the poor roads in the constituency and all of that. We ain't gonna get into anymore. Now, let me ask you something though. This is a West St. George and a East St. George meeting. Sister Velox is coming up against the so-called chosen one. Right? Now, if a survey was conducted on both constituencies to assess the level of representation on both of these constituencies would be right in the set of position. When it comes to representation, both have been exceptionally poor, without any shadow of a doubt. But I'll tell you something, brothers and sisters. I didn't come here to talk, just talk. I came here with a real plan, a practical, people-centered plan. Some of you, they may tell you, oh, change, we don't want change, we don't want change. Right? And that's just politics. But I'm telling you, my people, tonight is about my partnership with you. A partnership for a better Fairbairn, a better Belmont, a better West St. George, and a better St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And this could only happen under the New Democratic Party. So we need to connect our roads. We need to improve our roads. We need to revitalize our agriculture. We need to ensure that our youths prosper. And we need to ensure that we have adequate homes for our people. So I ask you, are you ready for the new dawn of our West St. George? But there's only one thing. I cannot do it by myself. In order to do that, I need your support. So hear what? On election day, a vote for Kashaka is a vote for prosperity. A vote for Kashaka is a vote for true and real representation. A vote for the New Democratic Party is a vote for accountability, a vote for transparency, and a vote for advancement of our country. So my people, together we have work to do. So on election day, go out in the numbers. Vote overwhelmingly for Sister Lavon Velox and myself. Vote for the key and vote for the New Democratic Party. Together we build a partnership and together we win. Thank you. God bless.
Yeah. You ready for better days? If you're ready for better days, let me see your voting finger on your rocks. Yeah. Well, here now. We ain't wasting any time. We're going straight into our next speaker. It is my pleasure to welcome the next representative for East St. George. Welcome, Lavon Gibson Velox.
I see them coming after my soul, wanting to take control. Wanna give me laughs, wanna give me bling, wanna give me all the material things. I hear them talking about what the world has to offer. Girl, what you doing, don't you see what they have done to Bedouin and Marcus, Jesus and all of the prophets? But I'm not afraid. They have done.
Good night, West St. George. Good night to my lovely people of East St. George. Welcome to the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Godwin Friday. Other candidates and speakers present tonight, members of the NDP executive, ladies and gentlemen, good night. In the words of my late friend, Elwado E.G. Lynch, what a crowd of people at Mama's Corner tonight. I have a little moment here because tonight, for the very first time since I've entered the political arena, my daughter is here listening to me. She's right over there. Welcome, Nia. I am truly proud and extremely happy to be sharing the stage with Kashaka tonight. He's very hardworking and a very competent colleague. And for sure, West St. George is extremely fortunate to have him. You see, Kashaka has been traversing this constituency, high and low, length and breadth, identifying countless failures of the current rep. He's going to fix them. Trust him, he is going to fix them. He's that passionate and he's that ready to represent West St. George. But this is a joint meeting tonight, so I have to shift over quickly to East St. George before my people start to get upset tonight with me for ignoring them. Earlier this evening, I'm starting on a somber note because earlier this evening, my leader and I went to a walkabout at Glamorgan, and one of the people we visited was one of our stalwarts. And I know she don't like to be called Viola Grant. She likes to be called Blackie. But yesterday, she had a very bad incident where almost half of her house broke away in a landslide, a mud slippage. And I'm just asking everybody in East St. George to keep Viola in their prayers and see if you can help out in any way possible. I'd be truly grateful. East St. George, you have been plagued with inadequate representation, absenteeism, and total neglect from your current representative. 10 years of that kind of treatment is just totally ridiculous. So, enough is enough. East St. George, I am here. You have me. I came, I saw the behavior of the current rep. I saw the way he was treating the constituency, and I am representing you come next election. I'm going to serve you, all of East St. George, in the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And you can bet your last dollar on that. And regardless to what portfolio I have that is assigned to me, you, the people of East St. George, will always be my priority. I will never leave you. I will never give you up. You will always be first and foremost on my mind. Truth be told, I have been your de facto representative for 5 years. And when there's a rally in East St. George, I bet I don't have to pay a soul to go up on the stage with me. People will just come in running from left, right, and center to join me on the stage. Mr. Pretend Rep, all that I'm doing in East St. George, no thanks required. The people will thank me at the polls. Just ring the bell and let's go out and vote. We can't wait any longer. Ring the bell, Mr. Prime Minister. Ring the bell. If you think going around and singing and skanking could get you voted back again, you have another thought coming. The people of East St. George are grown. They understand what real representation is, and you are not it. You are not. East St. George, you just have to understand how badly my heart aches for you, and how badly I want to ease the pain in my heart for the mistreatment that you have had to endure. I say to you tonight, help is on the way. The new Democratic Party is taking the reins of government in the next general elections, whenever it is called. And the sooner it called, the better. What you're waiting for? The maths not mathsing now. It ain't going to change. We will win the election. Don't hold out. Nothing is going to change. But to the people of East St. George, I have some advice for you. They're going to try and buy this election. If they suddenly approve you for public assistance when you couldn't make the grade before, take it. It's not coming from their pockets. That is all money they're giving you. You deserve it, so take it. If they give you building material, take that too. All money bought it. Just know that they don't know who you are voting for. They have no clue. Vote bravely for the key. Vote bravely for NDP and change this wicked government. You see, you have to make sure that you're ready. So, make sure your children, your neighbors, and everybody around you are registered. Make sure that when election day comes and you go into the polls in your vehicles, pick up anybody that is going and tell them that change is about to happen. Change for the better in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I want you to make sure that before election day, you know exactly where you're voting, because sometimes people live in Harmony Hall and they vote in Belmont. Don't make them catch you off guard. Know where you belong, where you're going to vote. And if even they try to frustrate you, just settle. Somebody will come, make a call. We will have numbers. Somebody will call and make sure you get to your right polling station. On election day, I beg you, I plead with you, just go out and vote. Think about how Camilo ignored you, your plight, and put your X next to the key. Think about how you haven't seen him in 5 years and vote for the key. Think about how some of your homes were damaged and buried and they're still not fixed, and vote for the key. Think about how the town of Caliacua and the foul odors and the dirty drains and the trash strewn everywhere, and vote NDP. Think about the clinics in dire need of repair and upgrade, and vote NDP. Think about the deplorable conditions under which our policemen and our policewomen work and live while they're expected to serve and protect our nation. And when you think about that, you vote for the key. Think about the unemployed youth in East St.George that are not afforded opportunities to learn even a skill to earn a living, and vote for the New Democratic Party. Think about how the government has lost its way and is doing nothing to uplift the country and by extension your situations, and you vote for the key. Think about the fact that the representative for East St. George is Minister of Finance, yet we get nothing done in East St. George. The promises of school, it can't even start up to now.
Yeah, nah. I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit. Mr. Nothing a Babylon and represent the truth. Me nah go see a road and see bad things and keep me out.
East St. George, I give you my solemn pledge that I will do right by you. You can trust me. You can trust our esteemed leader, Dr. Godwin Friday, and the other 14 candidates that are contesting this upcoming elections. Together, we will win and turn our beautiful St. Vincent and the Grenadines around. The best is yet to come. Our team is ready to serve you. Right now, East St. George, let us focus on terminating the current representative, the primary reason for his dismissal being gross incompetent. He cannot lead this constituency anymore. He has lost his way. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaka and I here tonight to say that we are ready. We are committed. We are going to serve you to the best of our ability, but we are not going to be doing it alone. We have other people within our party who are equally as committed to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're not here to enrich ourselves. We are here to enrich the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So when election day comes, put your X by the key for Velox. Vote Shaka Cupid. Vote NDP. Together we win. Let's get this done.
Come on and give it up for Sister Lavone Velox, East St. George.
I see them coming after my soul, wanting to take control. Wanna give me last,
all right.
wanna give
Pull up. All you make some room. If all you have to bring him on the stage, all you bring him on the stage. Welcome the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday.
Dr. Friday, oh yeah, we want to run this. Oh, somebody said Dr. Friday. Dr. Friday, oh yeah, we wanted to run this country for we. Dr.
a Friday. Oh yes, we wanted to run this country for we.
Oh, come on, let's say Shaka can't dance. All right. We're here now.
Mood.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful presentation by Sister Velox. And a comprehensive presentation by our brother Shaka. You see, when we tell you that we have put together a team like no other, a team that will contest the elections, but more than that, we have a team to govern. Because the election is just one part of the process, a very important part. But what happens afterwards, how we govern the country, is what will determine how people's lives are affected by a new Democratic Party government. Tonight, I want to thank the community here in Fairbairn Pasture for the wonderful reception we had. I want to thank the people of East St. George, the people of West St. George, for the support and the love they have shown to Shaka and to Sister Velox. Today we did a little walkabout. And I tell you, in East St. George, everywhere I go with Velox to grow a little walkabout, she's been there already. The people have seen her because she is a representative that goes and connects with the people regularly. The fellas who are running around now, they're going into people's yard, they don't even know where they're going. They never see the people before, but they're going and pretending that they're the best friend, that they've been with them all along, when in fact, they have neglected them for the past nearly 5 years, and all of a sudden, they want to come and show up like Santa Claus. But nothing like that is going to happen, because we have in these two constituencies, in West St. George, we have in Shaka Cupid, a young man with the determination, with the zeal, the desire to represent. And he has the ability, the experience to deliver for the people of his constituency. And as he said, he has also the ability to deliver in cabinet when we are making decisions that affect his constituency and the country on a whole. I am so proud to have both of them, knowing that we have in this team two individuals who can carry ministries because they have demonstrated it in their lives, in their professional lives, that they are people of substance, of merit, who can deliver. So, we have an unbeatable team in that no matchup between our candidates and those on the other side could ever leave us wanting, because we have the better team. We also have the better plan. In fact, they don't have a plan. They're just following whatever we put forward, and they try to dress it up and change the language here and there to say they're appealing to young people or that they're delivering for poor people, when in fact what they have done over the years, if they have ignored them. So, we will continue with our campaign. We will not be distracted by the lies and by the character assassination and all the attempts to try to pull down rather than to lift up. If you've been in government for so long and you think that you've done so well, then tell the people about your record and say that this is what we have done. And so therefore you can believe us when we say this is what we will do in the future. But they can't run on it because they have not delivered. They have failed the people. Poverty has grown, unemployment has grown. All of these major sectors of the economy has gotten weaker under this present administration. So I will just tonight summarize why the New Democratic Party is the choice for the future. And I want people to understand this. This is not a choice for the next 5 years. This choice is going to affect us for a generation to come. So we must get it right. And it is your decision and your obligation, your duty to get it right. Those of us who are on the platform campaigning and offering ourselves as candidates, we put forward policies. We have said things that we will do for the constituencies and for the country. And you have informed us with those things. So we put them together. And in summary, I want you to understand what is at stake, what the New Democratic Party is offering. We have said this. You cannot have a country that doesn't have a functioning economy. You can't beg and borrow for everything. You have to have the basis to earn a living for yourself, for your family, for your community, and ultimately for your country. So what is the plan for the development of the economy? We have seen over the last 25 years, agriculture has gone downhill under this present administration. They don't have a plan to revive it. In fact, they don't believe in it. They don't see it as something for the future. We do. We have put forward a plan that has 4 major components. We call them the 4 pillars of the economy. Economists will call them the 4 sectors of the economy that we will focus on. And we chose these because they are doable. They are things that we can do within the first 5 years of our government that will help to transform the lives of the people in our country. And number 1, we have, not in terms of ranking, but in terms of how we have listed them, agriculture being one. We have to provide hope and the means to our farmers to be able to get back into production and to do so in a way that make their labor, their work, productive, and so that they could earn for their families and provide for themselves, not just being hand to mouth. We must make credit available, markets available, fix the feeder roads and build new ones, and give the farmers a chance to be productive, to show them that we believe that they are part of the future of the country, not part of the past. This present government treat them as though they are relics of the past, that they are only entitled to a handout rather than to a hand up. That is what the difference between us and them. So we have agriculture. We have spoken about rebuilding our fishing industry. We call it a blue economy, to expand it and to use its potential to generate wealth for our fisher folk. You know, this present government, they look down on fisher folk because they think they are the lowest of the lowest. I see them as one of the most productive sectors of our economy that is untapped, and we have to capitalize on that. Give them the means to transform their own lives, and they will do it. And when they do so, as I say, they transform the circumstances of an individual family, put them all together. We have transformed the circumstances of a community, put them all together. We have transformed the circumstances of a constituency, and then all together, we have transformed the country. It's not magic. It calls for planning. It calls for intellect and hard work. But most of all, it calls for heart, to understand that we can make things better for our people, but we have to involve them in that process. And that is what we are about. So we have agriculture, we have the blue economy, the tourism sector, tremendous potential that we have here in this country. And people are waiting to come to invest in this country. But the atmosphere, the way in which this government carries on, you know, we are pushing people away rather than inviting them to come here to invest. But we will accelerate the growth in the tourism sector so that we don't continue to fall behind. You know, we are on the going up the down escalator. When you think you make one step up or two steps up, you're going one back. When the rest of the country, the rest of the region, I should say, in the other countries in the OECS and in the wider Caribbean, they're moving further and further ahead in tourism. The number of cruise calls, for anybody who noticed this year, has gone down dramatically. Let's hear what the explanation is for that. The point of the matter is tourism has tremendous potential. We have a plan to develop it. And that, again, will create opportunities for our people. So those are the three of the four components. The fourth we have called the new economy. And by that, what I mean is that there are things that we do that we don't normally consider part of our economic activity. We want, of course, to give our young people the opportunity to do well in the sphere of information technology, in the creating content online and so forth, and providing them means by which they can market these things and get paid from a global market. These are things that will appeal to our young people, but also it's a sector of the economy that expands our economy rather than just simply focusing on what we've done in the past. We are going to grow it. And that will create more jobs, create more better earning, and make us all better off ultimately in this country. So these are things that we have in mind. Tourism, sports tourism, and we have the situation with respect to all of our creatives who have been ignored by this present government and treated as though they are not part of the economic activity of this country. We are going to make opportunities available to them, and more than that, the opportunities that they have made available to themselves, for themselves, we're going to make sure that they can have the means to maximize that by putting things in place to be able to assist them. These are things that are doable. That's why we chose these four sectors to focus on. It's not to say we're not going to deal with construction or manufacturing or other areas of the economy, but these are the ones we will focus on. And then, of course, we have to deal with the social problems that are confronting our country. So we have the four sectors of the economy, and we also have the things that you have told us that you're concerned about, that you want us to fix. The problems of jobs and joblessness in the country. We have to create jobs for our people. We have to make the economy work for all of us, not just for some who are politically connected. We have to deal with the high crime rate, especially violent crime in the country. And those are things that we are going to focus on and deal with. We must also fix the infrastructure everywhere you go. You see that they're now patching up road. I was passing through Kingstown this evening. They have right in front of KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken there. They block off the road because what they're doing, they're patching, they're putting down more asphalt. You know, they're trying to patch and patch every night. They're running around the place, so they're patching up, trying to score 50 runs off the last ball. But it means that the innings is over and the time is running out. And so they will find that when the day of election comes, that the judgment of the people will not be kind to them because they have failed us. So, my dear people, we also have to fix the infrastructure, but we also have to fix our healthcare system. So these are the 5 priorities that we are going to focus on in government. These are reasons why the people, when we go and talk to them and explain, they say they want the New Democratic Party to be in office. Because the policies that we have in place, they are real, they are achievable, and they will transform lives in our country. It's as simple as that. The guys who are on the other side, they're making a lot of noise. They're calling people names. They're going down in the gutter, and they're making everything feel so seedy and nasty. We don't have to go there. The people in this country deserve better than that. They need to understand that they have a government who feels their pain, who sees the challenges they're confronting and wish to make things better. And know that together we can do it. And so this is why we go all over the country. We do the meetings, but we also go on walkabouts. And we bring the message to the people. And we get a tremendously positive response wherever we go. So we are urging you to stay the course for the next little while. They can't delay this forever. Pretty soon the bell is going to ring. And we will have the sprint to the finish. But I will tell you something. We had our shoes on a long time ago. And we have been on the track practicing for quite some time. So when the bell rings, we are going to be way ahead of them. And we are going to stay that way until the race is run and we have won. And we need you to continue to help us in this cause, to take the message from this place, to go somewhere and to spread it. Don't keep it to yourself, because you want everybody to hear the good news that the New Democratic Party has brought to the political fray. And this means hope for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have the plan. We have the team to do it. And the two persons that you heard here tonight representing West St. George and East St. George, Shaka Cupid, Lavon Velox, these are people who are capable of delivering. And we have a team that is larger, as you well know. Of the 15 candidates who are running in this present election, the people on the other side, they cannot match our team. But beyond that, we also have the support all over the constituency. We have a team of people who support the candidates in each constituency to make this thing happen. When the day comes, however, we all have to have the courage to go out and do what we know we must, which is to bring change to this country. Presently, you have people who are benefiting from what is here, and they alone are sucking the sweetness, the honey, from whatever there is left in this country. We want it so that everybody has a chance to be able to do that. But we have to work together to get it done. And we can do it. We have to, however, what we need to do as a people is to summon the courage, to say, take it as my personal responsibility to bring the change, to make it happen. By voting, of course, on election day, but also even between now and then to become an evangelist in the cause of change and to get everybody on board, to say that together, if we put our minds together, we put all of our energies and our strengths together, and we work like hell to get this done, nobody is going to prevent the change from coming. This is what encourages me. This is what buoys me as we go through all over the country. This is what keeps our candidates out in the field night after night doing meetings and walkabouts and various other ways in which they connect with the people. Because there's too much at stake for us to take it easy. There's too much at stake for us to sit back and allow this thing to go the other way. We must bring the change, and we can make it happen. So I urge you, we have as our slogan for the election campaign, you have seen it. Together we win. Together we win. And when we say together we win, we don't just mean we win the election, we win the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you, and God bless you tonight.
Somebody said Dr. Friday.
Come on and give it up for the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines when we go to the polls.
Friday. Oh yeah. We want
Folks,
to run this country.
before the rest of the rain come down tonight, I want to say thank you very much on behalf of both East St. George and West St. George, Lavon, Gibson, Velox, and Kashaka Cupid, all the speakers who spoke here tonight. For those of you coming out and who are here tonight, remember on Thursday, we head into Mariaqua, and then on Saturday, we go in North Windward for the big warm-up rally. So again, thank you very much for coming out tonight. God bless you. You all get home safe. Thank you for viewing.
Somebody said Dr. Friday. Dr. Friday. Oh yeah. We wanted to run this country for we. Dr. Friday. Oh yeah. We wanted to run this country for we. More jobs for the youths and them. Raise the pay for the policemen. Raise the pay for the nurses them. More job, yes, we hiring. Them send the man South Leeward. Licks like these when the posts come in. Hard then that Spanish street laughing. Ha ha ha. Doctor. Oh, somebody said Dr. Friday. Dr. Friday. Oh yeah, we wanted to run this country for we. Dr. Friday, oh yeah, we wanted to run this country for we. More jobs for the youths and them. Raise the pay for the policemen. Raise the pay for the nurses them. More job, yes, we hiring. Them send the man South Leeward. Licks like these when the polls come in. Hard then that.
Time to rise up, rise up. Philip Jackson leading now. Yellow wave, let we go.